Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Mighty Ox Trading's Tuesday live stream, trading the futures market and hopefully taking some money from it. Looks like it was a quieter night overall. Let's take a quick run through and look at the summary of the action. NASDAQ, or the NQ, we see we hit a high last evening, just a couple hours after open. And then our low was about 2.5 hours ago. We have about a 75-point range. Give me 1 second here. Forgot I had to take that off. Okay. The S&P 500, or the ES, similar to the NASDAQ, about the same time for its highs and its lows. We have about a 17-point range there. As you can see, range is smaller than yesterday so far, and our ranges are smaller this week so far compared to normal, or the recent normal. The Russell, oops, I forgot to do the Russell. I swear I did the Russell, but I guess I didn't do the Russell. Russell, as you can see here, is quite tight compared to even yesterday. There's yesterday's price action. We're looking at about a 12-point range. Copper. Let's look at our UB before we go to copper, because UB is calling our name. We just missed a downtrend here on UB, unfortunately. The UB overnight hit its low here about 9 o'clock last night. High was more recent, just about 2 hours ago. About a little more than 1 point of a range. Okay, so the NQ give us a signal. Let's check on what's going on there. Like a buy signal here coming up from the this pullback. See, it's kind of bouncing off the SMA on the 5 minute. Back to copper. Copper's giving us about a 7-point, I'm sorry, not really point, 140 tick range. Big move down here from about 12:30 down to a little after 1. That's represented by this move down right here. And it's been pretty much kind of sideways since. Oops, not what I wanted to do. Okay. Gold. See, gold has been a little bit more active. Pretty big move up here in the middle of the night, giving us about a 14-point range. Crude oil. Uh, just over a 1 point of range. Let's try to come back up now. And natural gas. There was about 2 points of range there. It was sideways and then all of a sudden burst up here just after just before 2 p.m. Eastern. So that's the overnight action on everything I track. Did stream last night. Ended up winning 3 out of 4 trades. And, but we're only up $86.50. Green is green. We're going to try and keep that green while adding to it. Copper. Copper showing a downtrend, but we're uptrending on the 5 minute. So you can see we've been kind of sine waving here. Let's chart out copper since we have nothing better to do. It's overnight moves and see what kind of moves it was giving us. Would not have taken that. Natural gas. Knock that down for now. But 38.70, 39.70. So I would not have taken this buy signal here. This is the downtrending SMA, downtrending bands, but it actually would have given us a full 20 ticks. Might have taken this, so we'll mark it off. It's going to be a stop out. Stop this out there. I'm going to try it again here. Same result. Now, this would have worked, this buy signal here, obviously. 439, it would have went all the way up to 440, 55. But if we were trapped in this short, we wouldn't have gotten that long. So I will not count it. NQ with a signal. NQ is trying to move up here. We have downward trending bands that is moving into the downward trending bands. So we're going to see whether or not it bends those bands before we get all excited about it. We see the recent high here. You can see it struggle in this area. Let's draw that line out. So right here, it's hit the same area within a couple of ticks or points several times. At right around 16,201, 16,20. I get exhausted here at 16,204. So right now we're at 193. So we could try and ride that up to that area and get 10 points out of it. But we'll just kind of see whether or not I can bend these bands first. Back to our charting. Looks like copper was pretty choppy overnight. It looks like we would have stopped out here again. Looks like it would have finally worked here. Although, you know what? This was into the bands. I probably would not have taken that trade. It's curious though. Yeah, that one would have worked, but I wouldn't have taken it. I can't say that I would have. Well, this one would have went 75% of our goal. I would have got this to break even. Or a little, maybe 1 or 2 ticks of profit. There's definitely no follow through overnight on copper. That one finally would have got us just barely to profit goal. So what that tells me is that maybe we should be looking for smaller targets this morning. I did notice that volume last year and the year before, coming up to Thanksgiving, was shorter or lesser than normal. So maybe we want to shoot for like maybe 75, 50. Take a look back and see whether or not any of those losses could have been changed. Are there going to be losses based on entry? That one would have worked. Wouldn't have done that one. Would have done that one, and that one might have giving us trouble now. Boom. Yeah, we'll be losing that trade as of right now. So that's copper overnight. Let's check these out. So this was a loss, and skill is going to be a loss. I mean, actually, it could have been a win if we had a larger stop, but we don't want to do larger stops. This one would have needed a profit target of 10 ticks to win. Also 12 ticks there. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. If we're seeing that that's what it would take, we might have to figure out a different strategy. This one was good. We started off the evening pretty well, actually. It's just slowed down overnight. Wow, my bit rate's bad today. Give me a second while I test my internet. Internet's good. Not sure why my bit rate's so bad today. Crude oil. Let's see what crude's doing. See this recent move here on crude. See, crude's been, it's a yucky looking chart. Ranging. Finally broke out here. This would have chopped us up though. Pulling back. This is where I left off last night. You can see this would have eventually stopped us out. Although, actually, it would have got far enough to my profit goal that it would have actually ended once it pulled back toward right there. So then we would have looked to take another trade. Yeah, probably would have got stopped. Probably would have gone here again and yeah, would have stopped us out there. Not done that. We would have done this. Not much going on, sir, right now. So I'm overnight. I'm charting out the overnight. Sometimes give us some insight to the coming day. This one would have got to boom, 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 enough to get us to break even or a little bit more. So this trade would have ended here. So it looks like crude actually would have given us some pretty good signals overnight. Good follow through at least 20 ticks. This one would have been problematic. I would have been tempted to take it, so mark it off. I probably would not have. Downward trending bands, downward trending SMA, but a big move upwards above that SMA. But close enough to the bands that it would have given me pause. But just, the charting out's supposed to be worst case scenario of like bad decisions. So we'll add another one here. I think this is where we start getting very choppy. So let's see if it survives the chop. Looks like it does survive the chop. There we go. We saw that recent sell signal and I should have jumped on it. It looks like, see it coming down. I mean, it's come 7 ticks so far. We'll see what kind of continuation it has. Save that. The Ultra Bond. Oh, natural gas has made a new daily high. Big strong move up there, so we can chart that out. Let's see. I haven't done any charting on this all night. Wow. It's hard to chart in the evening because you can see how lacking volume it is. I guess this would have been the first clear signal. Let's see how long this one would have went. Oops. So that actually would have ended up being a winner, but it would have lasted 4 hours plus. not have taken that. It might have taken that. Can't say it wouldn't have. That would have almost immediately stopped me out for that 20 ticks there. Which means I gotta go all the way over here and go. Good morning and welcome to anyone that's starting to join me here as we come up on the 8 o'clock hour. Feel free to say hi and good morning in the chat. Let's see if this stops us. Yep, there we go. That's a stop out. Then we would have tried again. Right there. You be pulling back. Looking for another leg down here, maybe? Our low of this move here is 194.0. We're at 194.05. See, it made a similar move over here. Came down, looped up, came back down, and then went up. So we'll have to be careful with doing the same thing here. Good morning, JT. How are you today? Slow morning so far, so I'm just sitting here charting the overnight. Yeah. So earlier, I mentioned the Nasdaq when it gave us this buy signal. We were above the SMA line, but the SMA line was trending down, going into upward bands. I said I didn't want to take it until I saw if it could get back up here, and obviously it did not. It continued to fall back. So we got this short signal here. Uh, I'm doing all right, JT. Still waking up, but hopefully it's gonna be a good day. You can see if This short signal here came in like right as I was waking up, so I don't wake up and jump into a trade, but that would have been a very good trade. Like right in the middle of the range right now for Nasdaq, so it's not really giving us any indication which way it wants to go yet. You're gonna be doing some trading today, JT? Signal on NQ. NQ trying to come back up here now again, as is the ES. ES looks like it's trying to bounce off the SMA, I mean the EMA on the 5 minute. Getting multiple signals here. Nasdaq with a strong push up. By strong, I mean it's a whole 3 points, but it's something. Awesome. What size? Oh, okay, the wrong chart. The big move down there on the on copper, then it reversed right back up. You can see the long downward wick. Now it's pushing up. Cool. Good luck on it. You see, we have this buy signal here in copper, but it's coming and going. But you can see here, I wouldn't have taken this even if it would have stayed, because going right into a tightening of the bands downtrending, SMA downtrending. So I would not have gone against the trend there. It's pulling back now anyway, so not anything to worry about. Nasdaq might be proving me wrong on these buy signal. This buy signal. This have room to roam, and maybe I should have jumped in there. Got the same signal on the S&P. It's up a point so far. So we got some definite movement here at the 8 o'clock. There's another buy signal. 6 ticks up here on the copper. Oh yeah, look at wow. The S&P is going. So you see the S&P has been in a downtrend for the past hour or so. And now it's heading up. Normally I'm just looking for 2 points or 4 points on the S&P. If I trade it, it's already given almost, well, 1 and 3/4 points. The Nasdaq, I'm looking for 15. I'm not sure. We'll see whether or not I should have taken this trade. You can see why I was hesitant here. The bands are downtrending, but it's already bent the bands back up. You had a downtrending SMA. Let's just follow it. See if I should have taken it. My profit target would be 15, which is right near this resistance area we saw from earlier, where it's tried to get above this same area 3 times and it's failed. So, so it would have room to run, but it would definitely need to be pushing the bands back up. Right now it's going about 5 points. That would be a good scalp right there. 5 points, $100. Yep, we got our 2 point. We got our 2 points here on the S&P. It's interesting. You see it kind of stall here in both of the indices. There's the pullback. So we'll keep an eye on that. While I chart out the UB overnight. Oops. What did I do? That's what I did. UB looks choppy, but UB can always look choppy. We see here that would have worked. On the Ultra Bond, I look for 7 ticks. Lately, it's been on fire. That one would have failed. Gonna try it again. Yeah, that would have worked. Would not have taken that buy. Not have taken that sell. Not have taken that buy. May have taken that sell. So since I say may, I will chart it out. It's gonna be a loss. Sadly, I'm not sure. Yeah, I would have taken that buy. What assets do you like to trade, JT? It's a weird pullback there. Copper, little signal. Copper pushing down now. It's a pretty big move down on copper. Oh, not as big as. Well, yeah, that's 14 ticks down. That's kind of just going on me here. Gold doing similar? No, gold's going the other way. Missed that signal. Good job, Brian. Hey, good morning, John. How you doing? Ah, an ultra bond trader, huh, JT? See if T would be so happy to hear that. We kind of leveled off here on the indices. Hey Deco, how you doing? Uh, first trading day of the week was not that great. I was down a couple hundred. For today, I'm up 86 bucks. How about you? How you doing? Absolutely, John. I am too. Hopefully another great trading day. Hopefully we can stay green and get some more green. What's the bonds doing here? Let's fast forward since we're seeing some indecision here on the UB. Yeah, Deco, looking at the overnight action, it looks like it was pretty rangy overnight. Just got a chart now here. Of course. Yep, I should have taken this trade that I was hesitant about. And he who hesitates is lost. I'll be up 8 points. I'm not sure how I missed the signal on gold. It's been a great signal to take here on gold as well. It's one thing about tracking like 8 assets at once. You sometimes will miss a signal that ends up being good. I'm not sure it's going to be. Normally I'm looking for like 35 ticks this time of day. I haven't charted out gold overnight to see whether or not. I think gold's been rangy as too here. Probably should keep it at the 1.6. This has been a nice move here. It's given us 1.6. S&P gave us 2 points off this buy signal, and then it's kind of gone sideways since. Trying to work on my issue of not taking enough trades. So we did see, I hesitated on this signal on copper. It looks like it might have been a decent idea to hesitate. It did get, boom. It would have got 70% to my profit goal and then reversed. 70. I think I have it where 70% isn't enough to trigger my trailing stop. That's the Russell doing. Russell made a nice move down, then a nice move up. Let's chart that. Usually wanting 3 points out of the Russell with a one and a half point stop loss. That would have given me the 3 points there. And coming back up would have given me the 3 points there. Gold has now made a new high for today. Would have given me that 3.5 points. Wow. So that was a definite missed opportunity there. Nasdaq's kind of leveled out here as well. So I had a little bit of excitement at the top of the hour, and then it's just kind of died again. Natural gas seems to be wanting to trend downward. Gold's still pushing up. So while we have a little bit of time here, let's chart out gold overnight. You see, gold was actually would have been doing very well for me in the evening. Looks like it started going choppy. That would have stopped me out. And I would have tried again. That one would have eventually worked. I would have tried again here. On this next signal, the downtrend, that wouldn't have worked. That would have stopped out. Wouldn't have taken that buy signal, although it would have been nice and it would have worked. Uptrending band, so I would not have taken this. And then, of course, this I would have taken. No reason not. Well, I might have hesitated because it was in the bands. We'll mark it. But that's one I went, might have been, that's in the bands. I'm not sure I want to take that. So oftentimes if you see a big move up into the bands like this one here, you'll see a reversal. And we saw a small reversal. So I might have hesitated, and then once it showed me this, that it was continuing to go, I would have gotten in. And we just saw another signal here on gold, so let's fast forward, see what it's showing us. We have our pullback now. So, I mean, this move ended up going, let's see, 5 points, 5.1 points. So that was a $510 move. I would have only been looking for 3.5. Pull back now, but we have obviously these very steep uptrending SMA line. Looks like it's bounced off the ATR. There we go again. So gold and natural gas right now are dominating our time. It's looking like natural gas is wanting to trend down. There's my gas chart. We'll do a sim trade on natural gas based on this signal. So we're filled here doing sim. I have not yet done a natural gas trade on the Gauntlet account. Still feeling it out. It was something someone turned me on to, a few weeks back. It tends to move faster when it's moving. When it has volume, it tends to move faster than like crude oil. You see, we're already down 5 ticks on this trade. So I haven't taken uh, a trade in the Gauntlet account. Feel it's a little bit risky yet. Not sure I like my risk parameters on it. So we continue to test it here in sim. I'll put it here to the side, see what it does. It's always on top. There we go. So we see now here we have this pullback here on gold, and it has started to try and break through the SMA line. We can pull gold back up here, finish charting it. Uptrending bands here, so I would have been hesitant to take that one. Try that one there. We're down 7 ticks on this gas trade on sim. Would have stopped us out. It would not have taken this uptrending, even though that would have worked. Wouldn't have taken that one. Wouldn't have. Oh, I probably would have taken that one. Anybody out there taking any trades? Are you waiting until the New York bell? I should probably look at what that signal was. That's a stop out. So gold was definitely choppy overnight. What was that signal? Crude. What's crude having to say? Crude's kind of choppy. So NQ still sideways here. You can see it's bands are starting to tighten there. Finish here. If I had actually been trading this, I mean, after losing a couple of times, I probably would not have kept getting in with 10, which would have been a mistake, because that would have been a winner. So, oh, wow, look at this move on gold here. So, this did end up breaking the SMA line and then going down. Now, it would not have given me the 35. As you can see, it's well below the bands. Uh, John, are you long or short NQ at 16,200? Cool. Yeah, I'm seeing that. Uh, but it's kind of indecisive, but our natural gas trade back to break even, or just abouts. Russell. I haven't heard much from the Russell this morning. Russell's squeezing as well. Looks like wants to try and move back up. Back to the indices. Bounce off the third band on the 1 minute chart here. This moved it back up a few points. That same bounce off the band on the 1 minute was basically a bounce off the 200 EMA on the 5. Copper did continue to go down. Copper, this would have been an excellent trade to get into. I hesitated only because it was down to the third band. It was a sudden move downward. It did reverse for a bit here, but then continued on. I used to say never doubt copper. I probably shouldn't have doubted copper. Did make a new daily low. Russell again. Oop. Wow, that quickly we stopped out on that natural gas trade. It popped up by 20 ticks. So, good that I did not take that in my gauntlet account. This is the hardest part here. Did you see all these signals back to back to back to back? When these start taking and when these stop, or do you just jump in? As you can see here, I have no reason not to take it. I didn't know it was going to get choppy here. There was no way I would have known at that point. So you can see that would have eventually stopped out there. I can't say, I mean, that one would have made me hesitate because the wick's longer than the body. We're riding down the bands. What was that? Oh, then now it's, wow, big move down, reversed right away. What's something, is there some sort of news this morning? I didn't think I saw any major news coming out, but something's causing that sudden downward movement in the market, or sudden movement 100% in the market. Uh, I need to go find any calendar. It's okay. I'm not sure what just spooked the market, but wow, definitely seeing some moves now here at 8:30. Bonds shot down some. Seeing crude pulling down. Indices, big pullback. John, you still in that NQ trade? What's your stop loss on it? So gold would have given us that 35 ticks thanks to that move down. It's kind of caught flat-footed. I hate it when we see sudden moves. I go looking to see why the news instead of playing it, which is stupid. So big wick down and now reversing or trying to reverse here on the NQ. see what's UB doing. UB's continuing to go down. This would have been a great trade to enter, but I was kind of I was just caught flat-footed. I don't know what exactly is driving this. Cool. Glad you got profit. So I didn't think there was anything economic being announced today that was gonna cause that quick shift in the market. So I was just caught on it, and I mean, obviously I should have jumped on this, but my own fault. Ah, retail sales. Well, now we got pushed back up here on the indices. It was a good report, John. Excellent. Maybe the supply chain stuff is easing a bit. I don't know. We got a buy signal here on the Nasdaq, and it's pushing up hard. NQ chart, NQ chart. There we are. Let's wow. Yeah. Buy market. Let's get in. In on 5 micro Nasdaqs. As it pushes up. This is a 24-minute, 5-minute candle so far. 24-minute. Yeah. 25.5-minute candle so far. We are trailing our stop. Up $88 so far. It's coming back a little bit. Oop. Move down. Wick down. See, we're going to get profit, but might not be as much as we had hoped. We're in the third band. Should have closed it when we were in the third band. I thought we were going to continue to push up. Let's see if we are. Oh, stopped out on 1. Not sure what that's about. Oh, only 1 moved. Wow. Okay. So if it continues to push up here. Put our stop at 200. Watching. See if we continue momentum upwards. Looks like it's coming back down. Might have exhausted for now, or is it a pullback? We'll see. Closing it out as it pulls back. Got a very small profit out of that. Decided to take it there before it went back into negatives. We'll see if it goes back up. Might have been a pullback, but it was big enough to. Yeah, I probably got out way too soon. We'll see. But it was in the bands on both of these, so. 446.90, small position. So I only got about $10 out of that NQ, and that frustrates me because I was up 80 something, and I should have took it when I saw it hit that third Bollinger. Probably gonna frustrate me even more when it decides to go up further. And there it goes. So I should have stuck through the pullback, and I didn't. See what everything else is doing here. We did get a buy signal and all that on copper. Excellent job done. Gold still heading downward. Ultra bond still heading downward. Crude made a down move. Let's see how far down it went. It would have given us just shy of the 30 ticks I'll normally be looking for at this time of day. And the Russell was kind of confused as well. So it didn't really, I mean, it went fast. No real follow through. We definitely have a roller coaster effect going on here. AQ now giving me a short signal, but at this point I'm not sure what I want to trust here. Short signal on S&P as well. Russell, yeah, I should have taken that signal. Looks like we're down, wow, 11 points, 12 points. But let's see if it pushes back up here on this new 5-minute candle. Crude. Crude with a buy signal here. Look at the 5-minute. Getting above that SMA line again. Find a crude chart. Crude pullback while I was finding the chart. So come up off about 9:15 on the East Coast, 45 minutes to the New York Bell. I'm upset with myself for not grabbing this almost 30-point move down on the NASDAQ. Honestly, the fact that it went down so quick after it started rising and the retail report was good kind of caught me off guard, but I should have just went with the signal. Although the buy signal really kind of failed me, so I don't know. Kind of a weird reaction to that retail report. Sounds like you're even with that small loss. I'm assuming you're up for the day though, John. So like you're getting some good profit earlier. Gold's going sideways. It's actually above the SMA line now. Let's see what it's doing here on the 5 minute. 5 minute was pretty wild. Up, down, did the hokey pokey and turned itself around. Good job, John. Up, copper. Ooh, big move up here on the 5 minute on copper. I usually jump on the 1 minute. The 1 minute was giving that signal on the downtrending, these downtrending bands. So I jumped. Didn't jump on it. What I should have done is I should have drew out a line right here because I expected this pullback. And then once it got above there, this candle here would have been perfect. Now, do I want to take this 5 minute signal here? That's a good question right there. It is above the SMA here on the 5 minute, but it seems to have a tendency when it does a big move up like this to kind of go sideways for a bit. Although right now we're already up 2 ticks. I find that the reason I know I used to use the 5 minute chart. I find the signals on the 5 minute were much later than a 2 or a 1 minute. So that's why that's why I hesitate to take signals off the 5 minute. Now they often work. You can see, this one would have worked, that one would have worked, this one wouldn't have, this one really wouldn't have. This is what kind of what I'm worried that this one's going to do. You see here, a big move up and then kind of went sideways. Obviously, this one would have worked, and even that one would have worked. But you get these big move back. So we're seeing that this candle's down 4 ticks. And we do see that we do have a downtrending SMA line on the 5 minute. So that's another red flag for me. But it's now going green. Retrospect, I wish I had just taken this trade. But, it is what it is. And John, I forget, are you trading some sort of evaluation, or are you trading off your own brokerage account? Natural gas trying to come back up to its high of the day. See, volume has dropped. Awesome. You picked out a company you're going to go with, John? Platinum moving higher. I don't chart platinum, at least for now, but definitely a nice move up there. Gold with a signal here. Let's find our gold chart. Gold, 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 gold. There it is. Yep, pull back. Yeah, top step's much tougher because you gotta do both. You gotta do two steps. You gotta reach whatever profit target twice. So yeah, that's pulling back now there. So I will also say that I'm not sure how much it matters, but trading off of trading view, you have a 1 to 2 second delay between the price action you see on TradingView and the price action that you see like on a regular like on NinjaTrader. Yeah, if this is a 1 minute chart, if we bring up this gold chart here, TradingView, and you're watching the move here, you're seeing the move on this candle before you see it on TradingView's candle, and it's about 1 to 2 seconds. So that is one thing I've noted that TradingView is just a bit laggy. If 1 to 2 seconds matters to you. If you can compare the two here, let me blow this up even more. Yeah, I started noticing it. I started comparing the two, and it was interesting to see that when I've traded off TradingView as well, or a little bit when I was with because I started off with Top Step, and it just felt just a little bit laggy, but I never did any comparison. And now just lately, I've been, really comparing the two charts and noticing that you got about just a 1 or 2 second difference there. I'm here sitting there watching this come down. It's interesting. I got to get better at noticing things that would prevent me from entering a trade. I was almost ready to enter on this buy signal without even realizing that it had hit this third Bollinger Band, which is a red flag for me, especially on the 1 minute. And I should have got in reversed with that band hit, and I could have caught this move down. That's the type of thing that gets me in trouble compared to when I'm here going backwards and what trade would I got into. I always say I won't get into a trade if I'm in the third band, and this was, and I almost jumped in. Just about 9 o'clock on the East Coast, we should start seeing some increased volume. See, we have a 32 tick candle here on the 5 minute on gold. Only reason I'm not jumping in on that sell signal, and I should have again. I've been saying that a lot this morning. That would have got me most of it. I hesitate to jump in right before the top of an hour, an important hour, because you can see things go weird. But this would have been a perfect trade. So I just need to stop hesitating. That's it. I mean, I do admit that this choppiness on gold over the last few minutes is kind of also worrisome. Okay, there we go, 9 o'clock. So crude would have hit that profit goal. Ultra bonds are still heading downward. They've actually made a new low of the day. Okay, that was, see, this is the bounce I expected, that I was afraid of, the getting in this trade here and it not reaching profit target and then bouncing like it is here up 16 ticks. But it ended up would have reached the profit target before it ever bounced. So thus is life. So you see my hesitation here on so far on getting off this buy signal on the 5 minute chart on copper. It's gone up 45 to 20. Well, it did make a bigger move than I thought it did, but it went on to reach my profit target. Pulling back now, but there's a good chance this is probably going to end up going. We see NASDAQ came up here. It's doing kind of like this half circle thing here. Came up, went back down. Same thing on the S&P. Got SMA lines that are trending downward. Copper. So here's the big pullback on copper. So getting sell signal on copper, but we have uptrending bands on the 1 minute. Guess we can get rid of this resistance line because it didn't matter. Or actually, yeah, I guess that was just a illustration line. Hey, Rich, how you doing? Did you ever find anything to take overnight, Rich? Hi, Walt. Um, I don't see any reason not to trade it. It gives me good moves. Usually gives me a high win rate. Um, it's one of my favorite things to trade. Usually I can usually get 20 ticks out of it, and I've had good success with it. Yep, not bad at all, Rich. Once again, for those that don't know, I use Restream to stream to both YouTube and Twitch at the same time, and that allows me to talk to both in one chat. So if you see me talking to someone, but you don't see anybody actually replying in chat, it's probably because they're talking on the other platform. So right now, John and Walt meet Rich. Rich meet John and Walt. Yeah, I mean, and I missed this symbol here. Wasn't paying attention. Um, I mean, I don't know. I started monitoring it when I was originally looking at metals. I originally looked at um, both gold and silver, and I just had copper up kind of just to see whether it correlated, because it used to be where gold and silver were kind of run together. And I just noticed the moves on copper, and I just I just here if you look overnight or since the open, I chart out every trade I would have taken. Obviously, I can't trade 24/7, but so win, loss, win, win, win. These are all 20 ticks. So right now at 4-1. Looks like I lost three in a row there. So 4-4. This one would have went enough to break even. My stop loss would have moved to break even. So 6-4, 6-5, 7-5 so far. This one I should have taken and I didn't. So, and that's at a 1.33 reward to risk. So it gives me good entries. And I didn't even count this trade that I should have entered here, and obviously I really should have entered this, and I missed it. I've looked at, I've checked out platinum too. Platinum can make some good moves as well, but the volume on it is often yucky. But I mean, if you look here overnight, this move on platinum here, if you could have got in without much slippage and then back out without much slippage, this moved 17 points. If I remember right, that's 850 bucks in about 2 hours on platinum. So there's opportunity in the more thinner traded stuff. So gold's continuing to go down. That it's just broke its daily lows. Kind of bounced off the prior low. So this is so far a 20, 20, about a 50 tick move down on copper. So about $625. I didn't even look at agriculture overnight. Soybeans kind of up, corn slightly down. Bonds are trying to curl up here. We did get a buy signal, but below the SMA line, which is still, it's kind of straightening now. Really sad I somehow didn't react to this copper trade. About 20 minutes from the New York bell. Or really for futures, it's the Chicago bell, but see copper continuing to make new daily lows here. Let's look at resistance or support on this. And we haven't been this slow since the 11th. So last week, I think Thursday. See if we have a resistance point here where we're at right now. Not really. Next major support area is here. At 434.55. So that's about 40 ticks away. Although I guess depends on how stringent you rule out. You draw out support and resistance. This could be as well. So it came up here, pulled back just slightly, and then continued to go that day. And then here. So those are our three major support areas as if it continues to come down. You can see our indices have gone kind of sideways with a downward slant. You can see in the 5-minute better that we're definitely heading downward. The low for this session, 16,151 and a quarter. We're at 16,160 right now. Okay, copper just totally blew down through to that first support line. You can see here. This is now a huge move down. Start of this move was here, 439.75. It's now down to 435. It's dropped over $1,000 here, and it's still going. It's kind of playing with that resistance area I drew out, that first one. So now I'm really sad that I missed this trade, and I could have jumped in. Obviously, it, I don't ever want to feel like I'm chasing. Oftentimes when I try and jump in a move as it's going, that's exactly the point that it reverses. So I prefer to follow the signals. See there, it's pulling back some now. It's pulled back from its low, got down all the way down to 35.20, came back up to 36. So it pulled back 18 ticks. So they're trying again here on this next 5-minute candle. So Rich, do you have any thoughts for the morning? NQ just made a new daily low. So it did break that point I was just talking about and bounced. Bounced off of 142. Ultra bond kind of sideways here. Yeah. So I'm gonna mute for a couple minutes. I just got some breakfast, and I will continue to watch. I'll continue to cycle through, and if I see anything exciting, I'll grab it. Looks like crude just made a new daily low, while natural gas is trying for a new daily high. And gold's making new lows. Most things seem to be trending downward right now. Copper flirting with a new daily low again. Ultra bond sideways. Crude continues to move downward. The Russell's also moving downward. It has a new daily low. So we're seeing a little bit of a bounce here now in copper, up 12 ticks or so. Seeing everything kind of bounce now. We've seen this was actually a great reversal candle here on the 5-minute chart. Came down, kind of hit the third band, came back up, green, turned green. But wick was longer than the body, down wick longer than the green body, showing buying pressure coming in. So this has been a good, quick scalp opportunity here. You know, going in, I mean, it's up, going up 5 points already here. So it could have been a scalp, or even maybe if you want to hold on to it longer. About 6 minutes to the U.S. Open. After moves down on just about everything, we're seeing a little bit of a bounce here as we head into the Open. Okay, breakfast is done. Still just kind of watching things here. Rich, you still here with me? Preparing for anything at the Open? Cautious is good. Oh, okay, so we are just over, excuse me, a minute from the open. Yeah, and that retail report I thought was going to give us direction, and I mean, it was a good report, but everything's been kind of going down since. So I'm kind of confused as to what we're gonna do. And there we are. There's the open. Move up here. Initially, in the first few seconds, not much of a move up. 4 points so far on the Nasdaq. 2.5 on the S&P. Kind of a muted open here in the first minute. Not really doing much of anything. Trying to push further down, it looks like. ES. Trying to give us a buy signal, but I stay out until we definitely have a market direction after the open. Absolutely nothing much going on here yet. There's NQ actually. NQ's trying. Up 10 points on this 1 minute candle. It's giving us a sell. I mean, I'm sorry, a buy signal, but thoroughly into the bands. There it goes up. About 20 points up on this candle now. Pushing up hard. Okay, so there's the direction. Excuse me while I check on that. Wow, everything is firing signals right now. Copper's giving us a buy signal. Try to come back up from its lows. Gas has hit its daily high. Crude oil coming up big time as well. Copper still coming up. What's ooh, big signal here. I mean, big move up here now. This 5-minute candle's up 30 points. Hi, Rallo. Honestly, I did not get a chance to do that. I try to do my research on the weekends, and this past weekend I had that live webinar that I did, and honestly, I just kind of, after doing that webinar, just kind of took it easy, gave myself a little break from trading analysis and all that. And so I didn't really get to do that analysis. I do plan on doing that this weekend, though. I didn't, this is a buy signal. Looks like I should have taken. We do have one here on the 5-minute on both the Nasdaq and the S&P. Still got a minute to go before that candle closes. Gold trying to come up. Bonds. Ooh, bonds. That's a nice little buy signal there on the bonds. You know what? Let's go for it. Let's find me a bond chart. I'm gonna buy the bid here on the Alter bond. See if we can get in on that. I went in with a limit order, try and get filled here. 193.30. Looks like it might be going without me though. There we go. We're filled at 193.31. Keep an eye on that. See if that gives us a good move up, or if it wipes out my profit for the day. Back to the NQ. Ooh, yeah, this would have been a great. Oh wow, big move up here on the NQ. Big move up here on the ES. This definitely would have been a great one to grab right here. Would have already given me the 30 points I'm normally looking for plus. This 5-minute candle here, that's only 22 seconds old, is already going up 30 points after a 41-point candle here. So that looks like that retail report finally did kick in. People finally realized we're highs of the day on both the Nasdaq and the S&P. S&P is about 23 points off of his all-time high, if I remember right. I could be wrong about that. That might be wrong. Let me go look. Daily. 47.11. Yeah, I'm right. 47.11 is the all-time high. So about 23 points away from that. I'm not sure we'll see that today. But right now it's rocketing. I lost my bond chart. There it is. Oh, wow. We're up 4 ticks on the bonds. That quick. So if that bond trade works out, I'll feel less bad about missing these huge moves here. Anybody trading? Anybody getting any of these moves that I just sat on my hands for and didn't take? Where's that bond chart? Bond chart. Bond. Why can't I keep it up? There we go. That sounded bad. Always on top. There we go. Alert here at crude oil. What's crude? There we go. We're up 6 ticks now on our bond trade here. Crude gave me a signal. Yeah, crude's kind of meh, while natural gas continues to make new daily highs. Good job, John. Yeah, just concentrate on your trading. You know, no need to jump in here and cost yourself a trade or whatever. Pulling back here on the bonds. Let's hope I didn't miss my chance to take the most profit. Let's look at the chart. Yeah, it's hitting an SMA line on the 1 minute or 2 minute. Which usually isn't that much of a big deal. Maybe this is just a slight pullback. Yuck. I should have cashed out for that 186 when it was up there. We'll see. Trying not to overreact to small moves backwards. And there we go. Well, it's kind of fluctuating here. There we go. Okay. Let's bring up a Dom on this. Well, let's check our indices. Okay, we do have somewhat of a pullback. We hit about 16,248. We pulled back to 16,235. A bit stronger pullback on the ES where we hit 91 and a half and it's pulled back to 87 and a half. We're back up to 6 ticks on our UB trade here. Seems to be struggling at that level. Let's take a quick gander. Kind of struggled at this level here. 3 straight candles at that level. But now we're up 7 ticks. Not sure why my trailing, there we go. My trailing stop is trailing. I'm up $250 on this trade right now. 312, 343. Keep going. Come on. Let's continue seeing. Come on. My trailing stop is 3 ticks behind. We're up $312.50 right now. One tick from our trailing stop ending this trade. There we go. Okay, that trade's done. I believe we got 280 something out of that trade. Let's take a quick look at that. It's probably going to continue to go, but I'm happy with that. Thank you, Rich. NASDAQ's making a new daily high. Let me find my stats here. We're now at $376.75 on the day. Let's look at the executions. We entered that trade at 193.31. Got out at 194.08. for a 9 tick win. 9 ticks at 31.25 each. $281.25 profit on that trade. That trade lasted 6 minutes and 6 seconds. Thank you, John. That was exciting. We see a little bit of a pullback here now on the indices. See, the bond did continue to go up. It's actually up 5 more ticks than we got out for. But I'm not going to complain. Eventually, my goal is to be able to run 2 to 3 contracts at a time, where I'll get out at one at a profit target, and then let the others kind of run more of the trailing stop that's further back, so I can try and catch more of the move. But right now, I'm not trying for these big home runs, so I just want to pass, get to this gauntlet done and pass it. So copper's continuing to move downward. We're now at that second resistance point, our support line I drew. And while I was in that excitement of the bond trade, it actually sent me another signal here that I could have taken, which would have yes, would have reached profit goal. Eventually, I want to automate my entries. What I would love, and I don't know if it's even possible, but I eventually hope to hire a programmer that would find me a platform, whether it's NinjaTrader or some other platform, where I could have an alert come up and the alert says, your parameters to enter the trade have been hit. Do you want to enter this trade? Where all I got to do is hit it yes or no, and enter a trade and a quantity, and that way I could just enter a trade based on an alert. Like here, say this alert popped up, and instead of just hitting OK, it would have a box that allowed me to put in a quantity and hit market in, limit order, whatever, buy, sell. That way I could monitor multiple assets at a time and jump around easier. So now, got my adrenaline going here a little bit. So gotta calm down, look for the next good entry. This is where I start getting skittish. Oop, crude made a new low. This is where I start getting a little skittish. I see this money and then up this much, excuse me, right now, and I start getting skittish about taking trades because I don't want to give back. And of course, you don't want to give back, but that means it's stupid because if you're finding same opportunities, not taking them, you know, you're not getting any further progress. But So do have a pullback here. You can see that on the Nasdaq on the 1 minute here, it's pulling back slightly. It's kind of sideways. It's a 12, 13 point pullback here on NQ. But it's interesting is we're not seeing the same pullback here on the S&P. I haven't looked what Tesla's doing. Usually I keep an eye on Tesla just to see how it's correlating with the other indices. Tesla 1 minute chart. Eh, It's kind of doing the same thing that the Nasdaq's doing. Went up and then came back down. So, but the S&P is still knocking on the doors of its daily highs. And there is a new daily high for the S&P. We're 46.93 and a quarter. Well, thank everyone for joining me today. Feel free, if you're not trading right this second, to say hi in the chat. If you have any questions, I'm available to answer. So you see here on the Nasdaq, we pulled back to, I mean, it went sideways with a slight pullback-ish tone to an uptrending SMA line that kind of met it. So, it's pulled back now by 14, 15 points. Meanwhile, the S&P just continues to go up. Russell made a much new daily low. And it looks like the Dow, which I don't really follow as much lately. I don't know why. I just kind of fell, but that's also, I think that, I mean, I'm not sure where that's at, and it's definitely higher than it's been lately. Let's see. It's not at its all-time high. Its all-time high is 36,446. It's at 36,200. So that would have a ways to go. Gold, see platinum fell out. Gold kind of sideways off this entry here. Would only be down like 7 ticks. NQ still pulling back. Now we got that pullback on the ES. Just a little delayed. It hit a new high again. 494.75. It's pulled back 5 points. NQ sending me a sell signal. I don't know about that. We have uptrending bands and uptrending SMA. I don't know how much this is going to get back of this move. Yeah, you do see this a bunch where the NQ will move for 15, 20 minutes and then pull back and lose most of those gains, and it's already pulled back 30 points. Actually, 40 points from its high. So when it looked like it was establishing itself here, this would have been a great buy signal, either on the 5 or the 1. But now, we're getting a sell signal. I don't know how far it's going to come down. Let's check our other things. Copper continuing to come down. It's now broken. Wow. Remember I drew out these resistance or support lines earlier, and it broke through this one. Easy. Broke through this one. Easy. And now it's touching this one. Rather inappropriately, I might add. So since the start of this move, which is here, really here, 439.35 all the way down to 433.90, it's gone down about $1,500 a contract. A lot of money today to be made. Gold still trending slightly downward. Ultra Bond finally did find a top. It topped out about 7 ticks higher than where we got out. Now it's pulled back. Crude bounced off. Well, it didn't really bounce off. It made a new low and then it's coming back up. And natural gas made a new high, it's coming down. Kind of weird synergy there. Agriculture. Soybeans blew up at the open. 41 ticks. Went up, now pulling back. Corn. Not a good day for corn. Cool. Except that from 218s, looks like you're about 10 points in the profit there, John. Rich, has anything grabbed your attention yet? Are you still watching? Excuse me, sorry about that. So we see both the S&P and the Nasdaq coming down. This entry here at 210 so far just be up 2 points. Copper's trying to bounce up a little bit here. Hey, that's a great job though. 270 is excellent. Russell. What's Russell having to say? Russell's pulling back. Broke this uptrending SMA line. SMA line's actually kind of flattened. I mean, I probably should have jumped on that. Again, I want to thank everyone for joining us this morning. Us. I always say us, like I'm here with a team of people running this. It's me. Please feel free to say hello. Join John and Rich. Deco, if he's still here. Say hi. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer them. If I can. Have you taken any trades, Deco? Big pullback. I should have grabbed that sell signal. Back to the indices. Indices look like they're trying to come back up. Copper that could not sustain that move upwards. Gold continuing to come down, testing its lows. Ultra bond back below the SMA line. It actually sent us a sell signal, which I'm not sure how I didn't notice. Which it would have given us 5 ticks, but then reversed. So see, crude's kind of sideways at the moment. We have natural gas trying to push up here a bit. Back up to it. It's daily high. NQ, nice move up. We got a buy signal here on the NQ on the 1 minute. My hesitation here is that it is still below that 51 there. Is it gonna push back up? Nice, good job, John. I'm sitting here trying to decide if I want to take this NQ signal. Let's be very conservative. We're gonna go down to 2 micro. Oops, not 8. 2 micros. Oops. And we'll go in on the bid. We're filled. Magic of TV. There's the chart. Ooh, immediately pulls back. Immediately we're down like $30. See the. Oh, we already stopped out. I didn't go with the normal parameters. I only had a 10 point stop there. So we took a loss there. That's kind of a bummer, but that's okay. Still up 336 on the day. Normally I do a 20 point stop there, and I didn't change my parameters. So we'll see whether or not that burns me or not. It looks like it's trying to go back up. So I bet you this would work on a higher stop loss. Yep. Yeah. So I just, it stopped me out and then went again. And I should have been on a 20 point stop there instead of a 10. And I just forgot to change it before I jumped in the trade. So I took about a $40 loss there. No biggie. Still up over 300 on the day. Just, it was a loss I didn't need to take. Unforced error, basically, there. Yeah, John, just remember green's green. So, I mean, yeah, you could have stayed in longer, but you're still making money. And you said you're going to be doing one of these evaluations. And the thing is, with these evaluations, since they, depending what company you go with, almost every company has a 10 or 15 day, you know, minimum amount of time you need to trade. So, there's no need to necessarily go for home runs to still get to your profit target. Like a 50K on earn a trade, if you average $300 a day, you get there in actually 10 days. So actually, you only need to average $200 a day. That's right, $200 a day for 15 days, and you're at your profit target. Nasdaq sitting just below its daily high now, as is the S&P. Seems to be struggling at this level. You see it hit this level twice, these wicks up here earlier, and came down. It's trying again here and struggling. Actually, yes, I do, and thanks for asking. Give me 1 second, and I will get that for you. There we go. There we go. There's the link for Earn the Trade. That'll also get you 20% off any regularly priced of the evaluations. If it's a sale price, then you don't get the 20%. But if it's something that's not on sale, then you get 20% off using that link. Gold and crude sending us a signal. Ah, gold actually made another new daily low. We have a 21, almost a 22-point range today on gold. It's kind of bouncing here. ES, what's ES doing? Oh, okay, so we rejected off this level, both on the ES and the NQ. You see how it came up to this, almost to this daily high level 3 times now. Did it twice here on the S&P, it's rejected. So that's something to watch. It seems like it's struggling to get through those areas. Russell, Russell's just kind of doing its own thing. And the Dow did a more recent pullback. I definitely agree. The 25K is just too small for me. Um, Too low of a drawdown or and daily loss limit. 50K is definitely 50K is the one I recommend to everybody. Uh, it's a good place to start. Gives you breathing room without having an enormous profit target. Now that said, most likely, I mean, I don't have any advanced knowledge. I usually find out about sales like the night before, but um, most likely you're going to see some good sales from Earn to Trade for Black Friday, which is about a week and a half away. Um, so you might want to wait and see what kind of sales they're offering. I think it's going to be better than the current one with the so much off the 25K. And also, you don't lose a day for Thanksgiving if you start the gauntlet after Thanksgiving. But it's just a thought. If you're ready to start now, certainly don't want to, stop you from doing that. Okay, we have a buy signal here on the Ultra Bond. It's coming up on the 200 period SMA. I'm sorry, EMA on the 5 minute. I want to see it break that before I jump in here. As you can see earlier on that other move up here, it got above it and then came back down, and it kind of did the same thing over here. So you want to see it get above there and show some strength before jumping in on this and hoping for another 7 or 8 ticks out of it. Yes, And they offer, not only do they offer a sim account, and so does NinjaTrader. So actually, if you look here, you find that window. Boom, boom. You see here on this is my NinjaTrader showing all my connections. This Sim 101 here is the one NinjaTrader gives me. It's the one I took that loss on in natural gas. And you get a sim as well from Earn to Trade, and then the Gauntlet account Earn to Trade. Just make sure that you are on sim when you're simming and not actually on the Gauntlet account. So let's check. Copper's still going low. Copper's broken all three of those support areas I charted out earlier. So let's see whether or not there's any more. Okay, so this is the last time we were at this level. It's coming back up now. Here, not really got kind of a little congested here, but not really. I mean, the next major one it looks like would be here. That's a ways away. It's over 60 ticks away. I guess. Well, maybe here actually. That's the next major. It's quite a ways away. So we'll see if it continues to fall. Bouncing a little bit here now. See gold. It's coming up. I missed this buy signal actually. Buy signal. Let's see how good it would have been so far. Eh, 13 ticks so far, 15 or so. Ultra bond. It's kind of sideways now. So we see, the Nasdaq and the S&P is just kind of surfing along this level. It's flat, but I mean it's right at the daily highs. So usually, if it stays here like this for a while, you end up seeing it break, break to the upside. So we'll see if that's what happens. I'm almost tempted to go in on one micro contract to see if it goes. Matter of fact, there it goes. As I'm talking about it, it just broke its to a new daily high. 12 points on this candle, on this 1 minute candle. And you see Tesla. If you look at here, Tesla's moving up. So that's a good reason, a good explanation on why we might be seeing this move on the indices. Tesla, I mean, it's bounced off now, but Tesla has such a big influence right now on the Nasdaq and the S&P. It's extraordinary. UB sending us another buy signal here. Looks kind of strong, really. Hit a high, like I said before, of 194.15 or 194.10. And my hesitation is that 194.15 is actually into this Bollinger Bands. I want to see it kind of get back up to that level. That said, this is already a 5-tick candle. Coming up on 10:30 Eastern. It's been a pretty good morning, so probably we'll go toward 11ish for the stream. Yeah, this would make, I should have jumped in. This is already up 4 ticks, 5 ticks. It's past that previous high. It's sitting right on it now. It's got 11 ticks away from its daily high. These are all the things I consider when I try to enter a trade, and I probably think too much. Like I said, this had already given me, 4 ticks in the upward direction. Natural gas. You see, natural gas has given us a couple signals here, and they really haven't been great signals. This one, 5279 down to 52855, 5279. Yeah, that wouldn't have been a great signal. So nothing really has followed through since all the way back here. Now we have the NQ moving down in the S&P. Now UB's kind of hanging out here. Copper did send a buy signal, but kind of weak. Gold, just kind of grinding. Crude oil sent us a sell signal earlier. I've been kind of ignoring crude today. Obviously, wouldn't have taken that. Wouldn't have taken that. This I would have. That would have failed. You can see that would have failed. Would have stopped there. So far, this wouldn't have given us that much either. So, crude's been kind of a dud this morning. Since this move down. I mean, this was a nice move down at 9 o'clock, obviously. That would have been a good 30 plus ticks. Kind of sideways right now in the ES and the NQ. Things have slowed down. Not as much excitement here right now. Yep. So this UB trade looks like it might have been good to get into, and I just overly hesitated here. I was looking for 7 ticks, and it's all bunched up there. It's at, oh, it's only at 3. Really? Let's pull that up better. Entered here, would have entered at 12, and it's at 15. Oh, yeah, it's only at 3. It's gone up as high as 17 though, so it would be up as high as 5. ES and Q. Let's see. Yep. So now the indices are starting to send me short signals. Hey, John, great job. Uh, rest of the week is tomorrow evening at 7:45 Eastern, and then Thursday and Friday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern. Have yourself a great day, John. See you then. Thanks for joining me this morning. Hey, Rich, you still around? All quiet now. I did not take this sell signal, and maybe that's gonna because we're still above the SMA line here on the 5 minute. And I'm starting to think maybe I need to stop looking at that as much because it seems like it keeps me out of some good trades. So we'll see if I ended up making a mistake. So if I had taken this signal here at 220, we'll be up 12 points. So yeah, I should have taken that. Definitely seems like we're in pullback mode here now. We tried to continue up and then just exhausted. Natural gas again. Giving us another buy signal. The last one didn't work. This looks a little better, but everything seems to be iffy right now. Kind of sideways. So the S&P's continuing to move downward. Russell. Again, thank everyone for joining me today. Please feel free to say hello in the chat. All my chatters left. So feel free to say hello. You can see this is already giving us like 23 points. Normally looking for 30 at this time of day. It's been enough to move my trailing stop up to at least break even. It's pulling back some now. So yeah, I should have entered this trade. 10:30, everything is starting to go snooze fest. Although moves like copper again is trying to push further down. Its previous low is here at 432.60, and we're at 432.65 now. So it's one tick above. And gold, you see gold just about got it. Oh wait, actually, I was up. Gold did reach that profit target there. Should have taken that trade. You can see how good these signals are, and I just don't take them as often as it should. See, this one would have worked as well for 35 ticks. Boom. So this is why I get frustrated with myself for not taking trades or for missing trades. And this one wouldn't have worked. I don't think. Well, it would have went enough to trigger my trailing stop. So it would have been about break even. That's where I would have got out. This one worked. I wouldn't have got in this one because it was in the bands. So you see, this one worked. This one worked. These are all trades since I would have went to the 3.5 points. So 1, 2, 3 wins, a break even, 4 wins, 5 wins. So that's $350 each times 5. 7, 14, $1,750. Someone should smack me for that. And remember, if you're here from YouTube, please remember to hit the subscribe button and like the video if you're enjoying it. I guess that helps with the YouTube algorithm, something or another in here and there or whatnot. Yeah, I have no idea what I just said, but it sounded good. Gold's now pushing down. It's giving us a sell signal, which should say short, not sell. But you can't have everything. Nasdaq's bounced. So you see Nasdaq here now, gave us this nice move up earlier. This would not have had any follow through. This buy signal also didn't have much, follow through. It went about 17 points. So at this point, and now this one came down. It went about 22 points, 25 points, but it's not giving us 30 points anymore. So at this point, even though this time of day I'm usually still looking for 30, it's telling me that I need to make my profit target back to 15. Although I will say that I would have stopped that earlier if I was doing 15.10 on that trade there. So either way. Crude oil hit a new daily low. Popping back up above the SMA line. It's trying to give us a buy signal here. There it is. Immediately pulled back right afterwards. Chart. Oh, ouch. So glad I did not jump in there. So just pulled back by 10 ticks, 14 ticks. So we'll say goodbye to crude. So you see here, this move here never gave us that 7 ticks we were looking for. It gave us 6, not 7. Curious. Let's look at that a little in the 1 minute chart. I've been looking at the treasuries more in the 1 minute lately than the 2 minute, and I haven't marked off anything since when? Back there. So let's see. When did that move start on the 2 minute? That move started at about 9:18. So let's look at that on the 1 minute, same time, 9:18 my time, of course. Interesting. Let's say the sell signal here, way back here on at 9:02. I mean the buy signal, and that would have ended up stopping me out. So and then going. So there really was no extra entry, better entry, I should say. So NQ trying to push back up here. We have a buy signal on the 1 minute chart. At this point, we'll play with it. We're gonna go with 1 micro though. Immediate pullback. We're in on with 1 micro. And reject it right away on the new candle. So I think if this stops us out, I think we're gonna stop messing with NQ in the day because we're giving some money back now on one MNQ trade. If this stops us out, it'll be 2 MNQ trades. We're giving back about, I end up having given back about $60. But we'll see. It's still could turn in good. Not holding out hope though. Nope, there we go. Stop filled that quick. So, and that was a bad trade, honestly. It was downtrending bands. The SMA was still kind of downtrending as well. So we're still up 316 on the day. Probably not going to take any more NQ trades. Hey, Deco, have a great day. See you Thursday, if you're going to stop in Thursday. So we're coming up on quarter of the hour. I think we're going to soon call it here. Nothing much going on. I've given back on the last 2 trades now. Anyone else have any thoughts or questions before I start looking to wrap up here? Crude's still at its low of the day. Tesla's kind of sideways now. Gold's kind of sideways. Yeah, copper. Copper did make another slight new low here. 432.30. It's giving us a buy signal. But after such a strong downtrend, I'm not going to trust a buy signal. NQ sideways. ES sideways. So there's another signal on copper. And crude. Crude's still hanging right there at the bottom. So is copper. Gold has been sideways now for a few minutes. Bonds are sideways. Just about everything's sideways at this point. So we've gotten to the slow part of the morning. You can see volume has dropped by looking at the volume bars. So I think this is where we're going to call it for the day. I want to thank everyone for joining me today. Next stream is tomorrow, 7:45 p.m. Eastern, and then we have streams Thursday morning and Friday morning at 7:30 Eastern. Hope everyone has a great day. We finished up the day, assuming I don't take any other trades after the stream, $313. So have a great day, everybody. Bye.